Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, or Father, aka Sans. I'm back with another video. Today we have how to become the best pitcher in MLB The Show 23. This will basically be a pitching tips video, also showing my approach to pitching. And before we go any further, though, thank you so much for the support on the past two videos. As I'm recording this, nearly 300 subscribers. Just crazy the support I've been getting recently. Took me 5 years or so to get 100 subscribers. Took me less than a month to get my next 100, and now it's taking me about 10 days to get the next 100. So just really grateful for all the support. And even if you don't subscribe, even if you don't like, even if you don't comment, if you're just watching this video or watching my other videos, I still appreciate you. You're giving me your time and you're supporting me, so I appreciate it a lot. And also, before we get into the tips, let me just show that I can back up what I'm saying in this video. So I'm in World Series right now. Let's go ahead and look at the ERA of some of these guys in World Series. Let's go to the first page. 6.97, 6.7, 5.5, 6.67, 6.67, 6.7. So you'd be hard pressed to find somebody with a better ERA than me in World Series. 4.55, 4.45, 6, 2.29, close. 3.4, 3.55, 4.4. But you see mine at the bottom there. 2.06. Almost under a 2 ERA. Now, granted, my batting average isn't that good, but I get away with it because of my pitching. It's so great. And, I am bragging on myself a little bit, but I'm making this video because I think I can help people out with pitching. And maybe you can have a better ERA too. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first tip. All right, so first things first, before we get into any actual tips, let me just show real quick. I am on Legend. All right, I'm not making this easy for myself, and my pitching is on Pinpoint. I know some people like Analog, and I guess if you're really good with Analog, then keep using it, but I would definitely recommend Pinpoint. It's easy. Yeah, it has its problems, but I'm pretty sure every way of pitching does. It's just, you're never going to put the ball exactly where you want it every single time. That's just how the game is, and you're going to have to live with that. Oh, also, your camera angle. For pitching, it's not really important. It's whatever you want. I use strike zone too, but since you're not, trying to hit the ball as it's coming in, you're not trying to read it at all, use whatever camera angle you feel like. So, first things first, the most important tip is, if there's anything to take away from this video, it's this tip right here. It's you have to be able to throw blue pitches, right, or perfect pitches, 100% accuracy, blues, right? So the ball goes where you want it to go, or at least as close. It's going to be in the par region, at least, or the perfect area region. It's going to be in that circle, and it's not going to be too wild. I see a lot of YouTubers, man, and Twitch streamers. They cannot throw blues. You should be throwing perfect pitches. At least I'd say 90% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time. It's really simple, and let me teach you. Let me teach you how. So, like I said, I'm on Legend here. The important thing about throwing blues is you're going to want to focus on the two blue circles. When you're doing your motion, you're going to want to be staring at the pinpoint. You don't want to watch your pitcher and try to time them up. You can just watch the pinpoint at the top there, and it's all going to come down to those two blue circles at the top, one at the top and one at the bottom. So let me stop the video here in the middle of this motion, and I will put arrows to show you what I'm talking about. So that's what it comes down to, is you want to be pulling, your left stick, or your right stick into the blue circle as it closes in on itself. Like that, and then when it closes, boom, pull it down, and that's how you're going to get blue pitches every time. But an even easier way to do this, that my friend that I play with, he's not my friend, he knows who he is, didn't know about. This is my first year playing MLB The Show since like MLB The Show 10 on the PS2. You see, most people I see do this. They hold it at the top here, and then they jam it down. And, it's easy enough to do on a straight down pitch, but let's say we're pitching outside, and we do this, and now we got to jam it down like that. It's kind of awkward. I tried to hit it there, but it's awkward to pull it down at that angle. So the easiest way to do it that I figured out by myself, I swear to God, I know other people, I've seen one or two YouTubers do it, but I swear to God, I figured it out by myself because I couldn't figure out how to pitch, is this, and I'll do it in slow-mo. So to talk about, what I just did, I do the first part of the motion, then I completely let go of the right stick, so it goes in the middle. You'll see it again here. let go, it goes in the middle, then I just pull it down. And it makes it, it cuts the distance in half that you need to jam it down to. It makes it a lot easier to get blues. One more time. Get up here, let it go, pull down. And again, this is on Legend, right? One more time. Right there, let go, pull down. So super easy to throw blues, all right? That is going to be the number one tip to take away from this video. If you want to put your pitches where you're trying to aim them, that is how you do it. But here's the next tip. And this is, it's just as important. You have to, if you have a choice, use pitchers with meta pitches. I'm talking sinkers, cutters, sliders, slurves, and probably four-seamers. And a changeup is great too. But, especially if you're in Diamond Dynasty, you can control your pitchers. I would say Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Bob Gibson, Roki Sasaki is a great one. If you can use your cap and have custom pitches, then do that. There's so many great ones. But it's so important to have a fastball and then a fastball type pitch. Like Jordan Montgomery here has a four-seamer, right? And then he has a sinker. And if you're a hitter trying to read that, it's very difficult because they look the exact same until the sinker drops, and you'll get a lot of people getting on top of the ball. Or if it's the other way around, you get a lot of people getting under it if you throw more sinkers than fastball. And, that's going to tie into the next tip, and that's tunneling your pitches, right? So we can do it like this. One of my favorite pitches to do is, let's say that we need to pretend there's a left-handed hitter here, is I like to throw cutters or sliders out like this. And it comes across, all right? A lot of people chase that pitch, but let's say they stop chasing that pitch. Then you can hit them with a four-seamer in the same spot right at the edge of the zone here. Now, that wasn't really on the edge, but more on the edge. And it's going to look like the exact same pitch until it comes in and it's for a strike. And then you're going to have your hitter guessing the entire time if you're throwing the cutter or the fastball. When the ball comes out of his hands like that and it starts heading towards this area, he's not going to know if it's a cutter or fastball until the last second. You're going to have him guessing a lot. Same thing with sinkers. That'll work anywhere with a fastball. So I like to go usually fastball up high a little bit. Boom, like that. And then maybe the next pitch or sometime later in that at bat, I'll do a sinker in the exact same spot. And it drops. And if somebody, I guarantee you that PCI will be on top of that most of the time. Another great spot is the same thing, sinker low, but not all the way in the corner, but low and in right here. And that is going to be a killer spot. That's my money spot right there. And there's fastball slider. There's fastball splitter. If you do a fastball splitter, you want to do fastball low and then a splitter in the dirt, and you will get people swinging on that so many times. Same thing with a changeup. Fastball changeup low in the dirt. I don't really use curveballs much. I rarely ever throw curveballs. If I do, it's an 0-2 count or a 1-2 count. And, if I'm willing to throw a ball, usually people don't chase curveballs too much.
Opposite field home run that put the Phillies ahead and would send them to the World Series off the Padres' Robert Suarez. Now a check swing, but he held up. Next offering is down low. Registers the punch out and hits 101.
Mike Napoli.
Napoli in his 13th season, 29 years old, and he's usually a catcher. Today he gets off his legs a bit. He's the DH. That one's in there, and the count even at 1. Swing and a miss.
1 ball,
1 and 2.
strikes.
The big lefty turns, kicks, deals. And that just
inside, ball 2.
misses. It's a good take. Triple digits on that last pitch. Top of the third, no score. Swings and misses.
2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. He goes down looking.
Next tip, and I already kind of mentioned it, is to avoid corners. A lot of people I see that I go against, YouTubers and whatnot, they aim for the corners. And, it looks nice if you can paint a corner and everything, but the one big problem with that is people jam to the corners. A big problem that hitters have is jamming their PCIs. And well, if I throw a fastball down and away here, it might beautifully hit that corner. But if my opponent jams his PCI there, he's going to rock it anyways. And so I like to aim, and credit to Austin here for showing me this tip. I like to aim just above corners, or if it's up high, just below them. So if somebody jams their PCI, like up here is where you can jam it, they'll be on top of the ball. Or if they jam it low and the ball is, right here, they'll get on top of it. And that's extremely important too. Another tricky pitch is fastball just low. Not right down the middle, but you bring it down a little bit and you hit it here because, again, a lot of people, big problem that, I have too, is jamming your PCI.
One strike. They say you win. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike two. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Baseman, Chipper Jones.
And that's in there for strike one. In the air, right field. Makes the grab on the run.
All right, next tip is going to be repeating pitches. Throwing the same pitch back to back. If you throw a good inside sinker and your opponent just completely whiffs on it and looks terrible, go right back to it. I mean, it's a bit of an odd thing to say because you expect people to, all right, he got me with that. What's he going to throw next? Just throw the same thing. This is especially, I would say this tip is, you should really use it on a put-away pitch, a strikeout pitch. So if I throw this cutter out here, let's say it's 0-2 count, and I throw a cutter trying to get my opponent to chase, and let's say he check swings. He doesn't go, but he check swings. I'm going to go right back to it. See if he swings all the way this time, because he's probably not expecting me to go back to the exact same pitch. And if you were on an 0-2 count and you want to try again, do it 3 times in a row. I have gotten many opponents throwing the same pitch 3 times in a row. Usually it's a ball in the dirt. I'll throw a splitter in the dirt, they won't look. Splitter in the dirt, they won't go. Splitter in the dirt, and they finally go because they're expecting me to throw a fastball or something.
And another ball.
Not chase. Now back in a 2-2 count, he's going to have to go to something else to get him out.
Next offering is
downstairs.
got him. And that is that.
So if I'm throwing, we'll still pretend there's a lefty here. If I'm throwing this low and in sinker, which is a very popular pitch, and he can't hit it, like at all, he hasn't squared one up yet, just go right back to it. Make him guess. Don't let your opponent think that just because you threw a pitch, you're not going to go back to back. Right? So if you get him with a nasty pitch, inside sinker, and he completely whiffs at it, you don't want him thinking, all right, I got that pitch out of the way, what's he going to throw now? Just go right back to it if he can't hit it. Because then that'll really have your opponent guessing, all right, is he going to throw a third one? Is he going to go away now and completely get me? Is he going to go in the dirt? Is he going to blow it by me? And that's going to make you extremely unpredictable as a pitcher because at the end of the day, that's what the entire goal is, to be unpredictable. That's why we tunnel. That's why we avoid the corners, because that is predictable to throw at the corners. As good as pitches as they can be, throwing directly into the corners is predictable. That's where people expect you to try to aim to. And that's where your PCI can jam to, so that's not good either.
2 balls, no strikes.
Pitch is in for a strike, and it's 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And he takes a strike. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Here is Chipper Jones. There's a strike. And he pumps it a strike.
2 really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count, he's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. 2 away.
All right. Final tip, I believe this should be the final tip, is adapt, right? I can say whatever I feel works for me. But if it's not working for you, it's not working for you. Or if you're going against an opponent, and let's say they're hitting these balls right here in these awkward, it's not in the corner, but it's right above it or right below it, and they're crushing those balls, maybe try putting it in the corner. See if you can hit the corner. Or if the inside sinker's not working or the tunneling's not working, try something new. It's throwing a high changeup, a high curveball. Those are weird pitches that'll get your opponents thinking. You have to, every game's different. Every opponent's different. I'm just telling you what pitches work for most people, for the average player, but not everybody is an average player. So you're going to have to adapt these you can't use you can't use the same formula for every game. You can use a similar one, which I certainly do. I bet my pitch repertoire outside I throw like 50% sinkers, 25% fastballs, and then like mix in cutters and sliders, every now and then. It's really, you want to stick with a certain way that you do things. You don't want to mix things up too much, but if your opponent's not falling for it, then you will have to mix up. And I know that's a bit of an obvious tip, but all right, so that is going to conclude the video. I showed the settings. I show you how to throw perfect pitches. I use pitchers that have meta pitches, sinkers, cutters, fastballs, sliders, slurves, changeups. Tunnel your pitches. Avoid the corners. Most of the time, you should avoid corners, and then repeat pitches. If your hitter can't touch them, go back to back. It'll throw them off from time to time. I haven't edited this in yet, but hopefully I showed gameplay in between each tip so that I can, I'm backing up what I'm saying. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. This is a pitching tutorial. I'm sure I will start working on a hitting tutorial, even though I'd say pitching is my strong suit. It's what wins me my most, my games are usually won by pitching, not hitting, but I do know how to hit. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far into the video and I helped you, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. Leave any comment, any question below in the comments. I will get back to you. I love helping people out. I try to respond to every comment. It is no problem to me. I love helping people out on this game, and if you support me, I'm more than happy to help. So that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.